Let me take you from beginning to end to grow your own pea microgreens in your own home. Peas are an awesome beginner microgreen because they don't take long, they're easy to grow, and they take only about 10 days. So the first tip might sound a little weird, but I really believe in it. I think you should start journaling your journey so you can learn from all your experiences. So for me, for peas, I use about 8 ounces for a 10 by 20 tray. If you don't have a scale, that's okay. I measured it out for you. It's about a cup and 2 tablespoons worth. After that, you're going to go ahead and soak your seeds for 12 to 24 hours in a container. Just know that they double in size, so make sure your container is big enough. After that, give them a good rinse, and then I actually let them dry out a little bit just to help with the seeding. If you don't, then they like to get stuck to things. I use a tray with holes and a tray without holes together. This allows me to bottom water. However, when I first started, I didn't have any trays with no holes. I just used a regular tray, and it was fine. You just got to be very careful when you're watering. Then, of course, fill your tray up with some potting mix. If it's very dry, I really highly suggest you do a little bit of pre-moistening. Fill up the potting mix up to the top of the tray. That'll help you harvest the peas later. Then, of course, you're going to want to tamp down the soil to make sure it's not too loose. You could use another tray for this. Use your hands or maybe a piece of cardboard. Just make sure that it's nice and even. Now you get to sow the seeds. This is fun, but the corners are such a pain. The goal is to get everything one seed layer thick with as even of a coverage as you can manage. Give them a nice spritz. Now you're in germination phase. Cover them up and put some weight on them. I like to use another tray for this. I use about 20 pounds, but you could use anything from like 5 pounds to 20. After about 2 to 3 days, you'll start to see that the tray starts to lift up. Peas have successfully germinated and are actually lifting up all that weight. Now we're entering the blackout phase, which is to allow the plants to stretch their stems as they look for light, which will allow us to harvest them a lot easier later. In order to do this, I just flip over a tray and cover them. This stage takes about a day. Now we're ready to go under the lights, allow the plants to photosynthesize and create some awesome flavors. They're going to need watering about daily. This part is awesome because now you're filling your house with some beautiful greenery. Once they get their first tendrils, they are ready to harvest. I've learned that carefully using a knife at this point is much easier. Cut as close to the soil as possible, but without getting any dirt on the plants. I do not rinse my microgreens until I'm ready to use them. This extends their shelf life. And that's it. You grew your first tray of microgreens. I'm so happy. Let me know how it worked for you. If there's any part of this that was confusing, let me know. I'd love to help. Happy indoor gardening.